bud? What's going on, bud? You're supposed to be facing the camera. We're gonna do some yoga videos. You're supposed to be facing the camera. I want to do some yoga videos. So you want your fans to be able to see you. What is up, Travels with Buddy Nation? Today is May the 20th, and I'm going to be doing some Kundalini Yoga videos today. It's a little rainy outside, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to take Bud for a walk. Maybe I'll take him for a short one later. But for today's exercises, we're going to be working on the lower back, the spine, the hips, and the lats. So it's a really good Kundalini Yoga exercises for releasing tension in those areas and also reducing stress in those areas. So without further ado, I will demonstrate those exercises, and Bud, you can spot me from the other room, and maybe later we'll go out for a walk. Well, hopefully, maybe it won't rain, and if it doesn't rain, we'll go out for a walk. But even if it rains, we might go for a short walk. Yeah, he's not crazy about the rain, but a little rain's not going to hurt you. So without further ado, I will demonstrate those exercises, and Bud, you can say what's up to your fans, and I'll put you in the other room, and we will get this training session started. All right. Bonk. Okay. And we will start by saying the mantra. And sit comfortably, my knees folded. Take a couple of deep breaths. Clasp the hands together in front of the chest and repeat the chant. Namu Guru Dev Namu. Namu Guru Dev Namu. Namu Guru Dev Namu. All right, and for those who don't know, that means I bow to the teacher within. All right, so my first exercise I will demonstrate is going to be a gentle neck stretch, and I will demonstrate this exercise. I'm going to be sitting on my knees, or you can do this exercise sitting flat with your legs folded in the other position. Whatever's more comfortable. I think this sitting on my knees like this provides a better stretch because I'm stretching my quads as well as my neck. So the first thing I want to do, I'll start with my right hand. I'm going to take my right hand and put it on my left temple, and I'm going to gently pull my neck to my right side and also bend slightly at the hips to my right side. And I'm going to inhale, exhale as I bring my body up. I'm going to do this for about a minute. even though that gentle motion, it doesn't look like I'm moving much, but I can feel a lot of energy flowing through my neck, my hips, my obliques. Very good exercise. Next, I'm going to do the same thing, and this time I'm going to take my left hand. I'm going to pull my head gently towards my left side and flex slightly at the oblique. Inhale as I bring my body down. Exhale as I come up. Some people might be more flexible than others. You might be able to bend down further. If you can comfortably, great. If not, just go as far as you comfortably can. That exercise felt so good, I almost didn't want to stop. Next, you can stretch. Bring your arms up as high as you can towards the ceiling. Bring your neck back behind your shoulders. For 3 to 5 deep breaths. Next exercise we'll do standing. Basically, you can do this exercise kneeling as well. I like to do it standing. It's an excellent exercise to stretch the lower back. Basically, I'll turn around. You want to clasp your hands behind your back and bring your hands up as far as you comfortably can to your lower back. And when you do this, you're going to notice that you're going to arch your back backwards just slightly, and you could stand about shoulder width and slightly bend at your knees while you're doing this exercise. And when you do this exercise, basically you're gonna gently bring your elbows back, and then you're gonna go forward. You're gonna inhale as you bring your elbows back, exhale as you bring your elbows forward. And you're gonna do this for about 1 to 3 minutes, and just go as far as you comfortably can. You don't want to overstretch, but this is a very good exercise for the mid back. If a lot of people, if you get that knot in your upper to middle back, this is a good exercise to release that energy. And you notice how my knees are slightly bent, and I'm actually working my hip muscles, my thigh muscles, and my major lower leg muscles while I'm doing this exercise. So you want to inhale as you bring your elbows back, exhale forward. All right, that exercise actually felt so good I almost didn't want to stop. If you do it properly, you're bending slightly at your knees and at your hips. You're working your entire thigh muscles. You're arching slightly backwards, and then you're releasing so much energy while you're doing that slight exercise. I know it doesn't look like much, but it feels very good. It feels like somebody's massaging my back. Really good. Just you can feel that energy just flow right through your mid-back, all those muscles that get tight. You feel the energy just flow right through that area. All right, and the next exercise I'm going to do, it's kind of like a stretch. You want to stand with your your feet about slightly wider than shoulder width. Basically, you're going to take we'll start with my left hand, and you're going to bend at your knee, and just try to touch your toes. If you can't, that's fine. Just bend down as far as you can. If you only can touch your knees, your ankles or whatever, that's fine. If you can get down to your toes, that's great. If you can get further than your toes, like to the floor or whatever, that's great too. And you're going to start with your left hand. Inhale, and you're going to come around to your right hand. You do the other side, and you're going to exhale. And try to do this for about a minute. All right, I think that was about a minute. That exercise actually felt so good, I almost didn't want to stop. Felt a nice stretch in my back, the groin area, my legs, my hamstrings. Awesome exercise. You got to give it a try. And again, if you can't, some people might not be able to touch their toes. Just stretch down as far as you comfortably can. And I tell you, it's a very good exercise. You feel a great amount of energy releasing from your lower back, your hips, your hamstrings, your groin area. And it also works your quads pretty well. As you can tell, I'm breathing slightly heavy. My next exercise we're going to do the breath of fire while we're doing the exercise. This is an excellent stretch for your hips, your lats, your triceps, your shoulders. Basically, I'll start with bringing my right elbow behind my right ear, and I'll grab it with my left hand and just want to twist. And so as far as you comfortably can, and notice the position I'm in. Notice how my legs are slightly bent, and notice where my feet are. And I'm slightly twisting towards my left side until I feel a nice comfortable stretch. So you want to twist as far as you can until you feel a nice comfortable stretch. And just do the breath of fire. Do this exercise and try to hold this for about a minute. And the breath of fire, basically you're inhaling and exhaling at a quick pace. Or at a pace that's comfortable for you. Wow, that felt great. And you notice while I was in that stretch, or in that pose, whatever you want to call it, I wasn't static. I was slightly moving around as I was breathing, doing what's called the breath of fire. I was slightly moving my neck, slightly moving my hips, my shoulders, because you're not holding. It's just like when you're stretching, you don't hold in one spot. You're actually moving. It's like fluid. You're actually kind of moving slightly in that stretch position. Next, I'll do the same exercise this time. I will grab my left arm with my right hand, and I'll twist to the opposite side. And notice my feet positioning, where my feet are, and how my knees are bent, and where my hips are. It's also very important, because you're working your entire thigh muscles while you're doing this as well. Twist to my right side as far as I comfortably can, then start the breath of fire, and do this for about a minute or so. Woo, that exercise felt really good. I almost didn't want to stop. And again, notice how I wasn't static in that exercise. I wasn't in the same position. I was moving my neck slightly. I was moving my hips as I was holding that exercise stretch pose, whatever you want to call it. I was slightly moving in that exercise. And as you're moving like that, you're stretching your muscles. Oxygen is getting into places where it's not used to getting into, because you're not used to being in those positions. So it felt wonderful. And finally, the last exercise I'm going to do to finish off this routine, I'm going to do the tree pose, which is an excellent exercise to do at the end of this particular workout. I've done this one before. This is an excellent exercise for balance, but it's also really good for your spine as well. And it doesn't look like it would be, but if you practice this exercise, you know what I'm talking about. These exercises look really simple, but they're very effective. So without further ado, I'll demonstrate tree pose, and you want to hold this for about a minute. I'll start with my right leg. This is also an exercise that's great for balance. And try to hold this for about 1 to 3 minutes. I'll demonstrate this exercise for about a minute. And remember to breathe during the exercise. And again, as you notice, this exercise, even though I'm going to hold myself in the same position, it's not really static either, because I'm moving my body slightly while I'm holding my body in this tree pose. And as I'm just slightly tweaking my body and moving my body, just making those various movements, I feel a tremendous amount of energy releasing as I'm just moving ever so slightly in that pose. Again, and I'll do my opposite foot for about a minute. And if you're doing this exercise and you find yourself you can't hold your body up for a minute, that's fine. If you got to put your foot back down on the floor to rebalance yourself, that's fine. But try to hold this for about a minute. again, all these exercises they feel so great. I almost don't want to stop after about a minute. A lot of them are you want to do them from 1 to 3 minutes. And if you can hold a pose like the tree pose or some of these exercises for a good 3 minutes, it feels even better. And remember, if you like these videos, make sure you subscribe to Travels with Buddy. Try doing these exercises, and also remember to take those walks, keep training, and have an awesome day. All right, everybody, peace out.